Killing do live and do this, so I'm gonna be typing and talking to y'all. Hopefully y'all can hear me. Let me know if y'all got the mic audio good. Should be good. Mic check 1 2. Give y'all a second to pull up. What's good, everybody? I need this other light. Let's go. Let's go. What's good, everybody? Triple A family. No way. Let's talk. Let's talk. We're gonna go outside. We're probably gonna walk around a little bit. We said we was gonna get more of these mobile lives accomplished during the off season. I'm excited about them. I enjoy them more. So get y'all live interactions here. There we go. Oh, that don't look half bad. I could put a background on here, couldn't I? Let's see. Stay calm. We could put a background on here. Should have had some screenshots ready to upload. Let's go, man. I probably don't do no background chat. I would just keep it simple. We don't need no background. No green screen. We good. We'll go green screen. That way, when we edit it, we can actually use the green screen backdrop. Appreciate y'all for tapping the screen. Continue to tap the screen, like the stream. Double tapping it on the mobile live, it'll definitely help us get the viewers and the likes up. Just want to give everybody a few minutes to come in. We got some great news to talk about. I was able to talk with a few portal players this morning that are looking to make some moves to Bama. If you check my Twitter, you'll see the most recent name. We've made contact, and we looked at some of the past coverage of this certain athlete. Excuse me, and definitely has a high interest in coming to Bama. You also got a couple guys that just made it official that they'll be returning. I think it was kind of a foregone thing that we were going to see Keon Sabb make a return after Bray Hubbard made a return, and then we knew. I told you all about Yanzi Pierre a couple weeks ago when, last week. What was that? Right after the national championship, when the Wolf room started to some rumors started to surface there. So yeah, caught me during 10-minute break between classes. Oh, that's what's up, my boy. Look, I'm gonna be live for a while. Coach, y'all need to check out Joshua Dye at running back. What's up, Dolomite? Joshua Dye. What about him? Hey, I keep telling you, I'm not a portal insider. I just report when kids talk to me or when I get information. That's what I talk about. Told y'all the other day that we was going to be expecting a solid return from the secondary. The move by Keon Sabb definitely helped that out, solidified that. But Bray Hubbard making that announcement to come back was huge for the secondary, I'm excited about the secondary, to be honest. You got Chuck McDonald going to be pushed into a heavier rotation. Red Morgan show his improvement. Xavier and Dijon, both of those guys returning as boundary guys. Sabb, Hubbard, Dre is coming back. You're going to have a solid rotation of secondary guys in the secondary, 7 guys you can go into camp, having that confidence with, and then so much young talent surrounding that. Jordan Edmonds coming in, Jair Edwards. You got Ivan Taylor in that safety room. The DB room is pretty stacked with some quality young talent. Can't wait to see what is going to continue to develop into. My thing is this: you got to go and play the right guys. So you got to find guys to put them in their strengths. Don't want to see the personnel mismanagement it wasn't as bad this year once you got Deshaun Jones out the way, but you definitely saw some weaknesses in some consistent weaknesses in Damani Jackson's game that kind of we could have benefited from other personnel on the roster. But welcome in, everybody. Don't come in and be quiet. We got 22 people in the chat. Like the stream, but also put in the comments. Let me know where you're from. Let me know where you're watching from right now in the chat. I know y'all want to talk football. Y'all want to try to talk about all this inside scoop y'all getting from other channels and stuff. We on a whole different wave. I want to talk to y'all and tell y'all about the stuff that matters. I see everybody. Anytime I tweet, man, if y'all pay attention to my Twitter, go check my Twitter and then wake up in the morning in the off season and see what happens with a lot of these channels and their topics of conversation. Go and watch. And it's big name channels. Y'all know I used to work with Bama football on. I know for a fact that there are people that are part of that camp that come and watch this content and talk in that circle. So if y'all don't believe that we are really connected by now, you guys gotta chill, man. And we value our relationship with the University of Alabama. We value our relationship with the University of Ole Miss. We value our relationship with Florida A&M. Alabama State, Alabama, all of University of South Alabama, North Alabama, all of these schools that we've developed relationships because we built relationships with players. We value these connections because we do get privy to some conversations that have nothing to do with Bama, but if sometimes they end up getting rounded back to us, and it ends up dealing with people that we truly care about in their growth and their journey. So yeah, chill out, Jarvis. Yeah, and I think that's the biggest thing, Jarvis, getting that type of experience and the guys with that continuity already in their secondary. I tell you what, Chuck McDonald being on this roster, Dijon Lee, Xavier Brown, they have a certain type of Cali chemistry that they've kind of been harkening on since the commitment process. ZB and Dijon, ZB and Chuck, having that tight relationship, playing that modern day together. I think it's going to be something special. And then you look at the rest of young talent across the second level. I'm talking about the inside linebacker room. There's a lot of young guys: QB Reese, Abdul Sanders Jr., Luke Metz, Caden Jones. Surprisingly, is still on roster, y'all. I thought that he would be one of the early portal exits, but it seems like I said, some guys are really just bought into development and maximizing developing before making that switch. And Caden Jones will be into officially year 3. Hold on, y'all. See what this food boss doing. Get out. Get your butt out. You don't go in that room. Tag that little tail. Y'all, he done went back in the room. No, he ain't supposed to be in there. As soon as I walk in there, he start barking. No, he about to get that butt tapped. Y'all better tap them dogs' booty. Tap. Hey, but run the likes up. We got 23 in the chat, man. What's up with the 12 likes? Y'all hit that like button, that thumbs up button. Let's continue some conversation. I got some news yesterday that Keon Sabb, I talked with his little brother Amari all the time. I've been following Xavier. I've been following Xavier's journey, his recruiting journey for a while now. And I've been keeping close tabs on him. I've been in heavy support of his journey because he's been an overlooked. He's been an overlooked prospect. Hold on, y'all. I got to reply to these emails as they come in. But he ended up getting his that 4-star rating towards the end of this past season, his senior year. Coming into this 2020, his junior year, coming into this 27 class, man, you're going to see Sabb as a wide receiver, his little brother. You're going to see his name start to pick up a lot of steam. I forget which All-Star game he just played in, but had a crazy showing. The speed is getting there. Like I'm talking about just developing in the past year. But I was talking with them, and we kind of got the hint that he was going to be coming back. Not because of lack of draft stock, but just there's a idea that he wants to be a national champion. He wants to really solidify his legacy when he leaves the college ranks. And you're talking about a guy that has played a lot of snaps for Alabama over the last 2 years now. He and Bray Hubbard playing together. Probably going to be one of the top-rated safety duos in college football coming into next season. So that's huge news. And then you got you went out in the portal. We were worried. Everybody, Bama fans, like I said in the title, you see it say "Stay calm." A lot of James Smith, Quay Russell, Keon Keeley, Jordan Renard announced. I told y'all early on in the season, I felt like that would be one of the early guys that left. Surprising to see a lot of these guys hang around so late into the portal window closing. That kind of lets you know that they have some type of hope of continuing to grow and have some type of opportunity at the University of Alabama. But a lot of these guys are just having those conversations and they're getting the phone calls these last few days of opportunities elsewhere. You know, if somebody's going to offer you a little bit more money to actually go and play somewhere, play more snaps somewhere, it's hard to pass it up when your goal and your dream is to go to the NFL. So it's not anything about running from competition or anything. You're just taking advantage of an opportunity to play at a high level. And there's some high-level schools coming at Alabama's roster right now to try to get guys to jump in the portal or that are in the portal. You all saw the announcement about, like I said, Yanzi Pierre, that front. The defensive line, to me, is probably in the best position going into this season. You kept a lot of key guys, Jeremiah Beeman, and I'm saying kept because I truly believe rounding up, you got the portal window closes on Friday. Rounding up this portal window, if you see anybody else jump in the portal, it's not going to be a starting caliber type of player or prospect on his roster. That person is probably projected to be somewhere right outside the rotation or being evaluated as or being labeled in the evaluation stage. Boss, get in your room. Get in your room. Because you just doing extra for no reason. Joe could get bored. I'm about to take his butt for a walk. That's what I'm going to do. Take him for like a 4-mile walk. Because he want to try to, he get in that stage, y'all. He's at that age. You know, male dogs, they get that age, they start feeling like they got to prove themselves or be alpha. I got to remind them. But I know y'all are excited about the defense, and we're kind of worried about those portal entries: James Smith, Quay Russell, Noah Carter, Cam Calhoun from the defense, the portal. What other linebackers? I thought it was another big name that kind of surprised me on the defensive side. Not really. Most of those guys, you know, when they left, I wasn't expecting the type of Alabama prospects like James and Quay to leave like they did, but to go to Ohio State like they did, that connection is understandable. It didn't catch me by surprise to see as many moves, but the way that they happened as early as they did, that lets you know that those non-contact, all those clauses and stuff, that don't even matter no more. It don't even matter no more. But I'm excited about the defensive front. I look at going to get Tompkins from USC. That was the big name pickup, right? That was the big name pickup. But the young man that we just got from Washington, he was a solid in-state. And I want to say his name is Carlos. I want to say his name is Carlos, Chad. But to see him back in the state of Alabama, knowing that he was kind of overlooked in high school, coming out of the recruiting, a solid edge rushing piece going to pad more depth to that bandit position, but also can slide over to that wolf spot. Y'all know the wolf position. I think with Noah Carter being gone, you're going to get CJ May, probably going to be a guy that Alabama turns to immediately. That just entered the portal. I talked to CJ probably like 6 months ago. And this is a prospect he played at Louisville. I talked to him about 6 months ago during the season. And Louisville they put a lot into this young man, Caleb. That's what I was talking about. I'm sorry. But they put a lot into CJ as far as trying to show that they wanted him to stay there and be a part. This is a young man out of Highland Hills, Alabama. I believe was a 4-star coming out of high school, Highland Hills, Alabama. Alabama did not really look his way. Alabama didn't look his way. In-state kid, jumped in the portal. Would it be crazy for Alabama to circle back and kind of get those guys that didn't get that first opportunity, that have the energy, that want to prove themselves and love the University of Alabama for real and want to prove themselves? Those are and yes, he's only a sophomore. He was a freshman last year, played as a freshman. This is a young man that came in plug and play ready college level, produced at Louisville. I think he's a plug and play guy if you can go and get him in the portal. And I would not be surprised to see Courtney Morgan and his staff make a move to go and get him, especially he's this type of edge rushing linebacker, has the perfect size that you want. You're going to probably put 10, 15 more pounds on him, right? I think he's playing at 235, 240 right now. You're probably going to play him. Well, I mean, playing at 225, 230, you probably want to play him at 230, 245, right? It's kind of the same build that you lost with Noah Carter. More experience, more playing time. That's who it was. Him and Keldrick. Now, is it Keldrick Falk? Is it Keldrick Falk? Is the younger brother? That's what them boys, they can't. Them Highland homeboys, that linebacker core that really brought all that hype for about 2 or 3 years. He was part of that group. And I think Alabama's going to make a push to go and get him out the portal. Speaking of Falk, do not be surprised if you see 2 big names from Auburn enter the portal and make a no contact type move to Alabama. 2 names. I think there's and we see Malcolm Simmons is already in the portal for them, but I think there was some talks about their defensive tackle. I forget the young man's name. In-state product. It wasn't Coleman. It's not Coleman. He got dismissed from Auburn. I forget the other in-state prospect. Your boy, Autry. I would not be surprised to see Autry jump in the portal. Malik Autry, I believe his name was. Played at Auburn. Committed to Auburn, I believe. Hold on, let me see. Y'all know I've been advising for other players. Do not be surprised. Yes, Malik Autry, the other cat out of Auburn. Falk, Autry, those 2 names have been circulating as far as prospects getting in that portal. And these are guys that Bama was heavy, this staff was heavy on during this last recruiting cycle. Missed on them. So, like I said, the portal is just, to me, it's more entertainment than it is trying to be an insider and break news on it. It's just when you hear stuff talk about it, ain't no telling what's going to happen. What's up, Jason? Good to see you. So Malik Autry would be a huge get if he jumps in the portal. A freshman came in, didn't play a lot of snaps for Auburn, but would add to that high upside depth that you want on the interior of that defensive line. I think aside Fega, Steve Bowler, Jeremiah Beeman, you went and got Tompkins to play bandit / D tackle. You got Caleb to play edge, pad you some depth in that Wolf room. I think Alabama has made some bold moves in the portal that are really making sense this season. Kind of like what they did when they went to go and get Isaiah Horton for this season. You need another big body receiver. We see the type of impact he had. I don't panic. There's so many players in the portal. A name is one thing, but actually going to evaluate guys and see how they could fit your system is probably going to be the biggest thing, because you're not trying to change your philosophies. The schools that have benefited from this portal era, they haven't had to change their philosophy much. They found pieces that actually fit their philosophies, right? So yeah. What's up, Johnny boy? Good to see you, man. He said, caught you, Jason. What you mean you caught Jason? Well, he ain't supposed to be here, son. Jason been working, man. Jason been working. My boy, he been doing work. Another thing that we was excited to see. I know everybody talked about it, but the kicker. I went and I watched Lord Quinn's little kicking film from Marshall. I don't see the excitement, chat. I don't see the excitement. And honestly, I'm not a portal kicker believer yet. We have yet to experience quality kicking out of the portal at the University of Alabama. Doesn't matter which era it's been. Any portal kicker that we have brought into Alabama has not been impacted. I don't care. Cody Light still not answered. Oh Lord, is he all right? Is Cody all right? I ain't seen Cody in a minute doing no content. Roll Tide, everyone, and Coach. What's up, Stephen? Good to see you, man. But yeah, so just kind of reviewing the portal moves, man. I think we've been decisive. I'm not happy. I'm not big on the kicker. The biggest moves I think have been for us, talent wise, upside wise, getting Ty Haywood to come back to Bama. I think this, like I said, when this 25 class was getting recruited together, with Michael Carroll, Michael DuBose is going, but you still got Mal Waldrop, you still got Jackson Lloyd. I told you all Ty Haywood would have been overkill with Michael DuBose on roster. Who else would we get in that class? Waldrop, Lloyd, Carroll, DuBose. I feel like I'm missing somebody. Let me not do this to my boys, man, because who was in that 25 class offensive line? It wasn't Sanders. He's a red shirt freshman. Michael Carroll. Mal Waldrop. I think I got them all. Chat. Michael Carroll, Mal Waldrop, Jackson Lloyd. All right. And that was it. Okay. So I was right. Oh, he's not good. Dang. Hey, Jason, hit me up off screen. Hit me up off screen, man. It's kind of weird. I hadn't been checking or following anything. I don't know what's going on. So let's tap in off screen. Shout out to the 45 in the chat and the 20 likes, man. Continue running likes up. Let's hit our 25 like goal, please. I know this mobile live setting is more of y'all feel. You know, we just talking. We ain't get in the studio doing our thing. We are in the studio, but we're not in the studio just talking. Just continue running likes up. And don't forget, man, if you're not a member of the AAA family, think about becoming a member. We're 172 strong right now. That's less than 30 away from getting to 200 members. We haven't seen those type of numbers since we first came over, had that first group of people come through with the first initial push of the Coach Smook Network. So I would greatly appreciate it if y'all took an opportunity and supported in that fashion. Or live today, man, we taking direct Cash App, PayPal, and Venmo donations. Those links can be provided to you. ! Cash App, ! PayPal, ! Venmo. Those links can be provided to you in the chat. Just type the command and it'll pop up. Also, don't forget, continue to go check out our merch, man. We have the link that is available in the chat, ! Merch. Hit that. All our merch is still up. We got red letter lineup. We got the new Scoop Boogie designs. We got everything. Everything that's been out is back on the site. And we're trying to overhaul going into this off season so that you all can get merch purchases at a cheaper rate. All the distributors on that site are looking to up their sales in this quarter, and I want to be a part of that push. So help us out, continue to grow by purchasing the merch. ! MERCH. Go check us out. Purchase merch. And right now, everything's probably, I think we're going to get one more promo push because of the sales that we were able to make last month. If we get another promo push, I want you all to take advantage of it. All this stuff going to be 60, 70% off. You're talking about getting hoodies and shirts and everything AAA family for like $30. And it's usually like $55. So $30, and we're still going to make ours on the back end and be able to do things to support the network and the growth of it. We want to get to the point where we have our own printer and distributor. That way we could send out all the VIPs. We have another VIP member in the channel. Give it up for them. We want to be able to hook you all up weekly, monthly, however, whatever the iteration is, so that you all can know that you're appreciated. Okay, that's good. Appreciate that, Jason. Coach Smook, I'm trying to remain positive, but it seems like no one really wants to play for Bama. The script A is really not respected. Mr. Reese, I'm gonna need you to calm down. This is like the third, fourth stream you done came in with the worries and the concerns. You got to calm down. What do you mean nobody? We've signed some quality players. These are still, just because they don't have big names, Mr. Reese, don't mean that they not gonna be quality players. Name Mr. Risa, before Indiana beat us this season, or before they beat Ohio State, could you name 10 players on Indiana's roster? And we're saying Indiana because we know Miami is just a popular brand. It's a national brand, international brand, right? Miami's had some highs and lows and some big impacts, made some history in college football, right? When we look at the names on the roster against on the team of the players that they're playing against, what names did you know coming into this season that anybody thought was any good or was going to be a first round draft pick or anything like that? Jarrell, I agree. Jarrell Lane says our fan base spoiled Smook. Folks panicking for no reason. I do. I mean, everybody. The portal is touching every roster. The portal is touching every roster. I want anybody to name 10 players from Indiana's roster right now. As much attention as they've been getting. If you're not an Indiana fan, you did not know any potential quality players showing up on that roster. You have Fernando Mendoza. He had a lot of hype as a highly touted recruiter. He's been playing college football for 20 years, right? Took him 20 years to blossom. You look at their running backs, Hemby played, I think, in North Carolina State last year with a lot of hype. I mean, nobody really knew who they were, though. They weren't world beaters. They weren't Heisman front runners, Grossman winners, or Biletnikoff contestants, none of that. I just don't get it. So just give me 10 names and then I'll be able to agree with your argument that nobody wants to come play for Bama. Shout out to my guy Steven Raybon 5215 with the $2 super chat. Think we good with Coach Cap with the right O line. I'm telling you, man. Excuse me. I'm telling you, bro. I said this for since we got Cap. I don't think the running style that he's used to developing or coaching or scheming up, I don't think that's what fit the initial transition phase of what we had to work with personnel. Not saying that those players weren't good, but I don't think for this system, what he was trying to implement, he had the right personnel. You got all these athletic build offensive linemen now, especially your tackles now. Haywood is going to come in and man one of those tackle positions. I got a good inkling and feeling that Jackson Lloyd, with his versatility, is going to be kind of like what they was trying to get out of Wilk and Formby. What Wilk and Formby was asked to do last year was kind of the blueprint for what they want to do with Jackson Lloyd. He's our third tackle, but he's going to be our primary guard. He could be a primary offensive lineman. You got and people, I want to look at something. I'm gonna make sure I check something. I want to check something. Okay, so we already know that a lot of these offensive linemen, Parker Brailsford to be included, there's already been talks about these guys transitioning. They've been developing Mal Waldrop at center. They plan to go get another portal interior piece to play some. They've been developing all those offensive linemen. Will Sanders is still there. Played quality reps at guard. Would not be crazy to see him be a left guard. You went and got Ty Haywood. You got Michael Carroll. Michael Carroll is more of a nasty guard than he is a tackle. I know everybody loves his athleticism at tackle, but he's a more polished version of Tyler Booker. You went out and got Strayhorn, another interior asset on the offensive line that has experience at center. Alabama went and got the guys that they need. They went and got guys that can go and play right now, can compete in those spots and be starters for this team. Caden Strayhorn coming from Michigan, man, that's probably the most exciting pickup because he's another young talent that you expect to come in and play right now. Him and Michael Carroll probably going to man one side together. They're going to have, and you're talking about if we want to keep Michael Carroll at tackle and Ty Haywood on one side, you got Strayhorn that could play center, Mal Waldrop that played guard most of his career in high school, and you got Will Sanders to play your other guard. You got Jackson Lloyd to play your other guard. This O line is probably good. This O line is probably the best as far as athleticism that it's been in probably 7-8 years. Haywood is a stud. I remember when Oklahoma was heavy on him. We talk about the stud and Haywood, the Stone during that Stone cycle. We talked about the battle between him and Bama and Oklahoma that year. Haywood last year. Myself, I got connected to Haywood through Ty Hayes. You know, being from Denton, Texas, I got connected to, and we were very close to that recruiting process. So when he committed and did not sign early signing day, we had already knew that it was going to be Michigan. Same with Sam Utu. Sam Utu, I think he'll be probably trying to circle back before this portal window closes. If he doesn't enter the portal before the end of tomorrow evening, I may miss it. But with this staff and what Cap wanted to do with him in the system. It was just too many people in front of him that they were saying, "Hey, go come in and develop under this guy." Those conversations have to be real and have to be had. So Caden Strayhorn coming, he's more of the center build like you got from Parker Brailsford, not as tall as the other guys, but a strong interior presence, smart presence, knows how to use his leverage, a true 300-pounder, still developing in his frame, athletic in that 300-pound frame. So yeah. Who else, man? We talked about Tompkins. And I'm just trying to stick to the defensive side because I'm excited. Carmelo Neal, a lot of people think he's going to come and play safety for Bama. I think he's coming to build depth at the Husky. So yeah, slot corner safety. I think he's coming to build depth there. Losing Cam Calhoun in the portal, kind of I think threw off the trajectory of depth there. You saw how Red Morgan had strong points in that spot, and that were Deshaun Jones' weaknesses. And then that kind of covered Jones's weaknesses. But then we never really got to see Cam to cover Red's weaknesses, which we know was second and third phase coverage. Red did a lot better in coverage this year, y'all. His footwork, trusting his footwork, recovery, all of that stuff, he did a lot better this year. I think Red's going to pop kind of like Bray Hubbard did this year. I think Red's going to have a huge year coming into the fall of the 26th fall. But going to get Carmelo O'Neal, you're kind of doing the same thing you did with Cam. You're trying to pad. You're bringing in an asset that can play the slot corner and the boundary. I think we're going to be solid on the boundary with the rotation of ZB, Chuck, and Dijon. But you're going to always need depth. You got young guys in Jordan Edmonds that I think is going to be a day one ready prospect. Already has the college size at the corner position. By a spring ball, I can see him suit 190 in the spring. Same with Jair Edwards, Ivan Taylor in the secondary. All of that secondary action is going to be nice to see it play out in the spring. And then, like I said, Caleb Smith coming from Washington, a former Bama product out of Highland Homes. Them dudes, man. I mean, out of Parker in Birmingham. I'm sorry. I keep talking about CJ. I'm getting CJ May and Caleb Smith. Now, Coach L. Coach L is somebody that I've been getting very close with. He develops all of your top D lineman recruits out of the state of Alabama. If you talking about a top D lineman in the state of Alabama or outside linebacker, whatever, he's developing these guys. I mean, putting them in the factory and pushing them out to these programs. And he's built a lineage, like a legacy of developing D line. Caleb Smith is a guy, 6'5", 270, another Jeremiah Beeman type asset. Both of them coming from the Birmingham era. Parker, Ramsey, all those schools up in Birmingham that been pushing out D linemen since forever. Bessemer, all these schools in Birmingham. Shoot, I even go up and say not Muscle Shoals, but what's the Vestavia, Hoover. All of those schools in the Birmingham area, they go through Coach L with their D linemen. A lot of those kids, they just go there and they become beasts. Jeremiah Beeman is still on roster. Caleb Smith coming to Bama, huge pickup on the interior. You're talking about the athleticism that you needed from James Smith and wasn't getting from that bandit D tackle rotation, right? You're going to have Jeremiah Beeman manning the nose, Steve Bowler behind him. All of these guys 6'3 plus with 6'5 plus wingspans, 270 to 295, 300 range, 315 range that can move laterally. This is what Kane Womack's defense really needs. No shade to Tim Kenyon, who I think had a crazy fifth year, right? As far as production when he was healthy. You're going to see more assets like this get majority of the snap, and the assets like Fager, who's 6'1", 6'3", something like that, 6'2", something like that, real round mounds, gap stuffer. You're going to see two of those guys, but then the rest of the guys around the defensive lineman, the interior defensive line, you're going to see more builds like this. And this is a former in-state kid that had wanted the Bama offer. The staff kind of overlooked them because we had other quality prospects, higher rated prospects committed, circling back to Bama. You got the hunger in the kid. The defense, I think, is going to be straight. Offensively, going to have to really go out and hope that these pieces that they're getting are plug and play fits. I look at the wide receiver, Noah. We talked about him the other day before he committed. And y'all know I couldn't say nothing, Noah Rogers. I couldn't say nothing because that stuff that I talk about, and if I sit here and say, y'all, we about to get this committed, we about to get, nobody will want to talk to me. Nobody will want to talk to me. But it was funny how I gave y'all the straight up breakdown of Noah Rogers, how that could be a possible potential fit because of the route running style. But not just that, you're talking about a 6'2" wide receiver, another 6 foot plus wide receiver that is a vertical threat and has the frame to be your every down possession receiver too, right? Didn't see the quarterback play that we needed to utilize and really create value for their X receiver position. But with Derek Meadows, Noah Rogers, Rico Scott, Ryan Williams, Latair Brooks, you're kind of seeing that they have a good idea of what they have in the slot with the rotation of Latair, Rico, and Ryan. But they want to go and get 2 big body assets to really man the Z and the X positions at the wide receiver in that wide receiver room. Noah Rogers is 6'2". Derek Meadows is 6'5". You get a 6'2" receiver at the Z, you mess around, or even Rogers has the vertical and the agility to get in and out of cuts to play slot. He could be a big slot and put Ryan Williams back on the boundary or in that Z spot where you're going to have a lot of your motion, your jet action, all of those things. Latair Brooks get in the slot. You Noah out there. You go full wide set. You got a strong, aggressive catching possession wide receiver Rico Scott that you throw in that rotation. You got your jump ball guy in Derek Meadows. You got your freshman in Sadarian Morgan that you're not going to have to force into some crazy playing time, but he's day one ready. 6'4", big body, leaping ability, can separate at the third level. You got a lot of talent in the boundary. How do you mix it up and utilize it and balance the play call enough to where all of these guys can showcase their skill sets? And this space, the read concept offensive scheme, is going to be more prevalent. Kind of like what they tried to do with Bryce Young and that wide receiver core his first year, allowing those wide receivers the freedom to read. I think they have a group of guys. You added Noah Rogers. You got the experience in system with Derek Meadows, Latair Brooks, Ryan Williams, Rico Scott. You got 5 guys right now with some veteran college experience that should be able to understand what they've seen over the past years in their experience. You know, even with Latair Brooks, he played veteran style minutes. You know, I think he played in all 13 games, all but 1 game this season. Latair Brooks did. So you look at all of the quality in that room, and you just hope that you find the quarterback that can understand what he has available. And Josh even said, yes, physicality and blocking. I think that's the main thing we're going to see from this wide receiver core. Derek Nix and Auburn wide receivers. If y'all paid attention to Auburn wide receivers this past season, they just weren't committed to blocking, and they had no motivation to be committed to blocking. But what they did do, Auburn wide receivers found themselves open a lot. Derek Nix is going to help us kind of play the game from a mental, or developing the game from a mental standpoint, while allowing these guys natural athletic ability to kind of just be a part of who they are, right? Less thinking, well, more fluid thinking, overthinking, and a higher target or focus on execution. Shout out to the 57 in the chat, man. Y'all continue running them likes up. Appreciate y'all for the 29 likes on stream. Let's get that up. Let's get that up. Come on, y'all. We're going to talk about running backs next, and then we're going to do some reactions to Bama basketball, women's basketball tipping off. I think tonight women's basketball is tipping off. Let me see. Hey, y'all, don't forget what I said about CJ May. That would be a crazy pickup for us if we was to be able to pick him up. I mean, just a crazy, twitchy edge rusher. That 225, 235 range. I don't think you make him move to inside linebacker, even though he does possess some of the skill sets that you want to see. You're trying to go and get portal players that are experienced and ready to plug and play at the spots that they thrive at. True edge rusher asset right there. True edge rusher asset in CJ May. I kind of sparked some energy on Twitter this morning, and I think it's gonna create some buzz. I do think this staff already has their eyes on the likes of CJ May. I do. in-state prospect. He's probably already back in-state training. I got some people trying to check in on some things in regards to that. But I just think it's about to be a crazy, crazy pickup if we are able to get him. A real plug-and-play player. You're talking about everybody was excited about how we utilized Yanzi Pierre and Quay Rousseau in a lot of those double wolf personnel groupings. And you saw the athletic LT Overton slide in the D tackle. You put a true D tackle at nose, right? That's your four-man front. Your linebackers got to play with all that space at the second level. You're probably blitzing aggressively out of that. Those sets. So getting an asset like CJ May would definitely be huge. Let me get the Bama women's basketball schedule up for y'all real quick, and we're gonna talk about the win from the women against Missouri. We kind of broke that down. Just want to kind of highlight a few things. Men's bounce back victory last night against Mississippi State, a conference victory. You all know how important those are when it comes to tournament seeding, but more so just the way that Alabama's men's team was able to win. And there's a certain stat that I want to highlight. It played in our favor, so a lot of people are like, "Yeah, we looking good," but I'm telling y'all, it is going to continue to catch up with us and bite us in the butt. I don't know what's going on with my computer. Like it always, I think it's just the site. I think it's just the site at this point. And I'm glad I ain't doing this on the live because I got two videos processing. They taking way longer. We might be having connection issues with the PC. Not sure. But yeah. So next game. No, let's talk men's basketball. Can we talk men's basketball real quick? Appreciate you, Tim. Appreciate you for tapping in. Can't wait to see the USC transfer. He's quick off the line. And he's going to be an interior asset. A lot of people think he's going to play bandit. I think what's going to happen this year as far as base personnel, I think a lot of those guys that were slotted to play bandit left because we saw more effectiveness from the bandit position playing more D tackle, more three technique, more three eye, three head up technique. I didn't see as much effectiveness from the heavy interior sets. I saw the more athletic builds from Bandit that got and played at D tackle, slipping more blocks, getting more disruption in the run game. We saw better edge containment, lateral containment, chase downs. We saw with just that personnel, and I think Kane Womack and this staff, this defensive staff, realized that too. So you're going to see a lot more 6'4", 6'5" plus defensive tackle in the 280 range, 290 range, not so much as 6 or 7 guys on roster that's 315, 320 plus playing the interior of the D line. Now the concern is if you get too light in the trenches, does it hurt you? Not if you've got the strength to match it and the depth to rotate that. You know, a lot of times you've seen Alabama's offensive line get worn down because of the quickness and power that comes from smaller D linemen. We've seen like Jack Pierce Jr. What it was 2 years ago now. He really tore up Caden Proctor. The numbers, if you was to put up the numbers of height and weight, Jack Pierce, I think is 6'4", played at 245, 250, but and was labeled as an edge rusher, but played a true defensive end technique and was able to be effective in run stopping. Led his team in tackles for loss 1 year, and then was second in sacks or third in sacks in the SEC. Led his team in sacks. So it's an anatomical thing, a transition in the game. Just like we saw it go from ground and pound to space eating, getting smaller wide receivers, smaller prospects or athletes out in space to use their quickness and speed to their advantage. You're kind of seeing the same idea be applied when putting your D line and your offensive line together. Everybody's trying to get as lean as possible, or as small as possible without losing girth, and be just as athletic as possible, and getting out of space and being able to create some opportunities and impact. Coach Smook, you're right, man. I can't name one. I do need to take a breather and relax. See, Sister Teresa, that's why I'm here for you. That's why I'm here for you. Super chat. Somebody pass around the collection plate. We got us one, y'all. We got us one. Somebody pass around the collection plate. Super chats, likes, Put them in the plate. We appreciate them all. Let's get up to 50 likes. We got 51 viewers in the chat. We had like 63 in the chat. I'm just talking to y'all today. It's not a show. This is conversation. I want y'all got to comment in order for me to talk to y'all. And hit the likes, man. We got 294 live views on stream. That means we've had 200 plus interactions. That means y'all need to just share it. Encourage people to like. As a matter of fact, for the next 2 minutes, can I get y'all to tell me where y'all are currently watching from? Where are you currently watching from? I got to go off camera for a second, but y'all still going to hear me. I got to make a move real quick. Let me know where y'all are currently watching from in the chat for the next 2 minutes. I'm editing something up. Let me know if y'all can still hear me. Y'all can still hear me good? Like Mr. Reese said, some of y'all need to just take a little breather, man. Just take a little breather. Calm down a little bit. Let the Lord use you. I'm sorry, y'all. I couldn't reply to this email through text. I mean, on the computer, I had to do it through text. So that's what I'm doing. Can y'all still hear me? We got Birmingham, Alabama in the building. We got Saraland, Alabama in the building. We got Pink, Oklahoma in the building. Baxter, Tennessee in the building. Lexington, South Carolina in the building. My boy, the Kinesis, said he could hear me all the way from Charlotte. Yes, sir. Charlotte, North Carolina in the building. I love Charlotte, man. You know what, the Kinesis? I'm going to make a trip to Charlotte in the spring. I'm doing some content. If I ever in y'all area and y'all don't say what's up, I'm gonna be so mad. I got the best community, and there's no way I'm gonna be pulling up to y'all towns. Mobile, I'll be there this week, the end of this month. Mobile, Atlanta, Georgia. My kids stay in Atlanta. Next time I pull up to Atlanta, we're going to walk-ons downtown. We're going to enjoy something. You hear me? You hear me, JG? I don't know if you're old enough to enjoy what I enjoy, but we're going to enjoy something when I come to Atlanta. Mobile, I see you. I told you I'm going to be there at the end of this month. Yo, 2.5 for Jordan. We good. Oh, yeah. Hey, but the thing is, it wasn't even about money. They were, like, a lot of these players were going to get money. A lot of these players were going to get money. Square Biz, stop coming in with these narratives about kids leaving because of money. There's an agenda to get players that fit the system. You have 105 scholarships available, right? Right now, Alabama is only fielding like 70 scholarships, so you're going to see a lot more players, 75 scholarship players. The walk-ons are going to get theirs towards the end. You're going to see probably like a space of 20 for the walk-ons to be scholarship players, right? So let's not keep picking up on this narrative about money, chasing bags and all this. Kids want to just know that they're gonna have an opportunity to play. And if they don't trust their coaches, by all means, go find a coaching staff that you trust, that you feel like is going to be the best move for your career. Shout out to my brother, man, Kerry Crosby, y'all. Solid partner and the biggest supporter for everything that I've done since we've met, man. Shout out to my brother Kerry Crosby checking in from Alexander, Virginia. My guys DeMarco checking in from Alabama. Compton Cali in the chat. What's up, the Aquarian? What's that say? Aquarian Soul. Appreciate you for tapping in. Chicago, Illinois, Josh. Okay. Roll Tide, man. Yes, sir. Yeah, I'm 38. We're good anywhere in Georgia, but I'm from Birmingham originally. Them ham boys out here. I'm a gump no matter who they got. They get Roll Tide. Facts, Pat. Migos, yes, sir. Tell them, Crosby. I ain't gonna do story time. I ain't got time to embarrass myself today. I ain't got time to embarrass myself. All right, y'all. I'm finishing this email. We about to have a little chill session. All right, we good. We back. Can y'all see me? I got my dashboard up today, so that's cool. All right, come on, more talk. Bama basketball. Let's talk Bama basketball. Can we focus on basketball for a second, chat? Can I get basketball emojis in the chat just for like the next? Can we get 7 to 10 minutes of basketball talk? Y'all know I love hoops. My boy Crosby know he saw me in action for a good part of 8 months at Augusta back in 09. I was different, dunking on folks all across the base. For real, your boy was him. But check it out, man. Basketball emojis. Come on, give me some. I know it's a little delay between me talking to y'all and y'all hearing what I'm saying. Basketball emojis. We got 3, 4. Come on, give me some more basketball emojis. I need more people chatting the basketball emojis. If you watching on TV, I need you to hit the like button on your TV too. Some of y'all watching on TV. I got news that y'all be watching me on TV. I don't get how y'all do it. I watched myself on TV the other day, and it felt so weird seeing myself on the TV instead of on the phone. I'm just getting used to seeing this phone stuff, and then I go and watch TV. But men's hoops last night, big win against Mississippi State. I don't want to just. I don't want to even break down the stat line. I'm gonna give y'all the storyline of how the game went. Alabama was able to come out and start off fast. One thing that I always said, this team is very good. They're very dangerous when the shots are falling. But what about when you have to slow down and play half court sets? There was a time in last night's game that Alabama, I want to say in the probably like right at the start of the third quarter, you saw or towards the end of the first half, Mississippi State was down, but they just slowed the game down and became a lot more physical than Alabama. You saw Aiden Sherrill very effective on the boards. Didn't necessarily snatch in a bunch of rebounds, but was getting a lot of box out, tip outs. And then you saw Amari Allen, a very like a Swiss Army knife style player. He's the new age hybrid wing player. 6'7", 6'8", got the frame, the long, lengthy frame to guard just about any position. Not necessarily a big, but could go down there and be disruptive. And he's active on the boards, which contributes to a lot of his stats. Talking about a guy that's averaging 12 and 8, I believe 12 points, 8 rebounds. Close to it. 12 points, 8 rebounds. Very active, not selfish with the ball. Is kind of like your auxiliary player that does it all. Stepping up on the board and getting a lot of those 50-50s kept this game in reach. You look at his effectiveness on the boards, but the total team effort to end the game with what's this? 47 total rebounds. That's one of your better rebounding games. That means they limited possessions for Mississippi State on the defensive side. But in turn, they did not shoot very well from the three-point line again. 12 of 34 from the three-point line, shooting far beyond that 39%, closer to 40% range that you want to shoot. Quality percentages from your main shooters. 3 of 5 from Aiden Holloway. LeBaron Fowler went 3 of 5. Your bigs that shoot in Aiden Sherrill, he's one of the bigs that's got the green light to shoot. He went 2 of 6. You got we didn't see any action from Bobo, who's injured right now. You saw Malik come off the bench and struggle. They give him the green light to kind of shoot. You didn't see action from Latrell Wright, so who's injured. So a lot of injuries, but these guys stepped up, and the scrappy nature of those guys that aren't necessarily the go-to guys that you count on to be playing impactful minutes, they have to consistently implement that mentality and hope that we start fast, because once again, the half-court sets are just not fluid. If you look at Alabama in the half-court sets, I'm watching a highlight right now. We finally got some feed. You look at Alabama in the half-court sets, the issue that they have is the off-ball actions don't speak to what's happening with the ball. And if y'all don't understand what that means, I'm the point guard. I have a 4-high look with me, or we playing 5-high. We're playing spread, what we used to call it back in the day, where there's nobody in the interior, actually trying to create offense in the middle. If you don't have any motion or action making the defense move, and everybody, all 5 players are able to keep their eyes focused on the ball, you're not going to have success. That's basic basketball. When you have a heavy 3-point shooting team, when you have a team that thrives off of space, you can get off-ball screen actions to get backdoors along the baseline. You can get down screen actions from the wing to the corner that can turn into V backdoor cuts, right? You can do block actions with double screens. I mean, just so many actions you could do when you play on the perimeter, because you're already trying to have, like, your offensive set has space. So when you can't press tempo, I mean, there should be a fluid motion of actions. If I bring it up on the left side, if we call a double-digit number, we know there's 2 screens coming. If we call it, we want single action down screen, we want top screen, we want high pick and roll actions. There should be motion off the ball. Nate O's teams don't do good in doing that, and that's what's gotten us when we played UConn in the tournament of I want to say last year was the UConn loss, or was it the year before last? And then the tournament loss last year, just as half court sets offensively, defensively. We can be up, we can be down. I feel like this team has the defensive energy this season. They've competed in a lot of marquee games against quality talent, but the half court actions on offense is always going to be my ding against Coach Oaks. Not that he can't win, not that he can't recruit talent or evaluate talent. His offensive scheme in the half court actions is not going to allow us to compete for a national championship. Or with the talent spread this year in college basketball, I don't think this is a deep SEC tournament push team if we're not 100% healthy and the shots aren't falling early in the game. Playing from behind doesn't play to our advantage because we don't know how to control tempo at a high rate. It's just not a good look for longevity. It might catch teams off guard early, but once you play a team, you get film on them, you see them against certain similar asset or similar skill sets, right? You start to get an idea of how to defend them. If Alabama can develop half court sets, Alabama men's basketball can't develop half court sets, we're going to see trouble. But great win last night. Aiden Sherrill and LeBaron Fallon both dropping career highs. Aiden Sherrill dropping 22, 5, 2 blocks, 2 big blocks in the game. If y'all didn't watch it, go back and watch the highlights. Had 2 huge blocks last night. And then LeBaron Fallon doing what Fallon does. Him coming back was definitely a blessing. He's more of the interior presence. He's probably like the only consistent attack on rim presence that we have. When Bobo gets back, I would love to see him be more assertive in diving after the high screen and roll actions and being assertive in attacking the rim offensively. I think he can be a lot better than what he has been and can create a lot more draft stock for himself. Let's talk women's basketball. Now we get excited. Y'all know I love my ladies. Grit, love, gratitude. Them ladies came out and showed out against Missouri the other night. Moving on to Auburn tomorrow. I told you I want to. If y'all, and I'm going to be honest, this is that time of the month where we've paid all of our subscriptions. We have used the account to make our donations. If you all want me to do vlog style content at the Auburn game, it can happen. Your donations, your support, direct donations, and Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, that can help and make it happen. The tickets are crazy cheap. The only thing I would need assistance with from my community is our cameraman. I have a cameraman. He would need to be compensated for this one. And y'all know me, man. I could do it without a cameraman. But if y'all want to see that, man, let's get a poll going in the Discord. And then I think I gave Megan, if Megan is here, I think I gave her access to make posts. Hoops with Smook, Alabama women's basketball versus Auburn. I think that'll be a good scene. So if y'all want to support that, by all means, load it up. If we do decide, or I want to do it. So I plan on trying to get everything squared away by the end of the day and being in Auburn for that game tomorrow. And the tip-off is actually at 8 p.m. So it'll be a perfect, do my work day, get down to Auburn, and be there for that game. So, but I think going into this matchup, man, this women's team, this Alabama's women's basketball team, is really humming right now. This is a confident group. This is a confident bunch led by Jessica Timmons, averaging right at 15 a game. The current conference league play, she's averaging like 20 right now against conference opponents. Against non-conference opponents, averaging 20, 18, 14.9 against conference opponents. Free throw percentage right at 85%. Leading, being a true leader. Her, Carly Weathers. Carly Weathers is your do-it-all player for this squad. You're talking about, I think she's leading in rebounds right now, averaging like 7-8 rebounds a game. She's listed as a guard, but you see her guard, power forwards, wing players on the opposite side. She's a utility player that can really spark at any moment in the game where you need an offensive spark and brings the energy defensively. But outside of Jessica Timmons and Carly Weathers, Essence Cody, I believe, is injured right now. She's our primary big. Definitely want to see her get back healthy and get back on the court because her presence, her physical presence on the interior is what's really set the tone for this Alabama team. Um, Let me look at our stats real quick. I gotta go make sure of something real quick. Make sure I'm reading the right thing. Okay, yeah. So but I want to talk about a few names that probably, I mean, just over the next few weeks, I expect them to play bigger roles because of some of the injuries that we see with our bigs. One being Diana Collins. She came on late last year. She played some intricate moments for Zay Green in spot play, but this year, very confident on that offensive end. And the more assets you have available offensively on this women's squad, especially that can shoot and shoot confidently from the perimeter, I think you're going to see Diana Collins really become a go-to off-ball player for teams that's going to try to, you know, try to chase Jessica Timmons off her spot, or they're going to send double teams her way to get the ball out of her hands. You're going to need a confident presence from Diana Collins, and then Tiana. Tamia Scott, another guard, came in and has been a quiet presence when she comes off the bench. Those two players right there, if they could kind of adapt that Carly Weathers type energy and the way they move and the energy they bring to the floor, this could be a dangerous team. I already projected them Sweet 16. They made a strong push last year. They brought back some quality assets after losing 3 players to the WNBA draft. This women's team is different. I'm telling y'all. And you're going to see some more young players start to get opportunities because of these injuries. Alicia Ramsey, 32, very quiet, big body 6-footer that not going to give you a lot on offense, but is a strong body that can definitely attack the boards and can capitalize if she takes her time getting the ball back in the rim. Lord the Silva Costa from Sweden, a true professional, one, but another big that is skilled with the ball. You can tell her youth; she's still green at this stage, but the more comfortable she gets, the more opportunity she gets. Like depth is going to be there when Essence comes back. When JT is 100% confident in her leg. Ace Austin, the true freshman that came in with a lot of hype, her composure, being able to take care of the ball, that's going to play. It's going to work out big dividends for the Alabama women's basketball squad. I'm excited to see them continue to develop once again. Suiting up tomorrow against Auburn. I plan to be in the house. Tip off is at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. I can't wait to see these ladies in action and be able to do what they do. Being a guy who uses a wheelchair daily, can we get some coverage on Bama's wheelchair basketball teams? They have won multiple national championships, if I'm not mistaken. What's crazy is, Dave, I know you probably weren't following the content, but last year we were at Alabama's women's home game against South Carolina, and they did acknowledge the Alabama's wheelchair basketball team, a 5-time national champion. I think they just won their 6th one. I lost my contact, but I plan on definitely getting into that, not for clout, but because I have multiple disabled members, handicapped members, right, that are in our community that pay attention to those type of sports too. And I honestly, I commend them. I got to see disabled veterans represent the military in some of the Paralympics, and I trained with Paralympic athletes as a volunteer in 2013. Yeah, so seeing some of those guys and the type of work that they put in and dedicated, you wanna bring some light to it, and it's not lucrative in the industry, but it is worth talking about. I think everybody deserves their piece of recognition. So yeah, definitely. And Bama Dave, I would like for you to be a spokesperson and getting us, that fan support, that exposure to them, letting them know that we're interested in covering it and spreading the word. You guys want to see me talk about it? The other people that want to talk about it with you. Shout out to y'all for the 44 likes. I know we rambling now. We at an hour. I wanted to do an hour, but I'm loving the conversation here. Share the stream up. Let everybody come in. Let everybody know we're still live. We're still talking. So that's Bama basketball. Now I want to open the comments up. We got a lot of people in the chat. I want to open the comments up and give you all the opportunity to kind of just ask questions about whatever it is. College sports, Bama basketball, thoughts, opinion. I want to present this question though in the chat. I want to present this question in the chat. And I'm going to put a poll out. When it comes to Alabama's portal grade this week, A, B, C, F. Alabama football portal grade this week, not the whole grade for since the portals were open, because a lot of y'all were scared when they lost a lot of players, when a lot of players were jumping in the portal. You know, all of that stuff. Hollywood Smothers hurt y'all feelings. I told y'all Cam Coleman wasn't going to come to Bama when everything kind of started settling, and I got to talk to my people. Y'all were kind of upset about that. What else everybody been crying about? What we not going to get no big names. Oh man, hush. What's the grade for this week? Let me know. Hey, I wonder though, Dave. I wonder. I heard what I'm hearing is they want to maintain the same format as they did last year. And I think when you do that, I think it's better for the players, right? If you're going to be honest and upfront. But I think there needs to be Dalton Smith, you weird. I think that's going to be the way that, because that's what the NFL does. That's what the NFL does. They do open practices. And I think this is going to hype them up, or probably get more cross conference scrimmages instead of just doing your own spring game inner squad. I think you're going to see cross conference team competition, controlled environment scrimmages, and cross practices at the collegiate level. And if that's the case, I like that. I imagine, let's say the spring jamboree, let's say Alabama versus let's go get for our jamboree, Alabama versus Georgia Tech, right? In the dome for a spring jamboree or open practice. 3 days of those teams practicing against each other in the dome, or at a NFL facility, or at a some, you get what I'm saying, at a neutral site, allowing fans to come to that. I think that'll be more lucrative and more exposure, competition, breed competition, and just give you a better outlook on what's the future. I mean, and it could be the preseason. It could be part of the preseason. You can do a preseason game, or do a preseason jamboree matchup or scrimmage for every week in college football, right? Go and play. Give your money, do the checks during this time of the year. That way, when you come into the season, you're not wasting weeks on cupcake games. Make joint practices. That's what it's called, Bama Dave. Joint practices. Make your guys make the NCAA schedule. Start making people schedule quality schedules. Use all that hype time to showcase all the skill sets against lower talent or lesser talent in the off season. As a recruit that I'm representing right now in the portal, and he has D1 Alabama, Ohio State wide receiver skills, right? And the young man, well, 4 of them do. 2 of them are 3 of them are corners and 3 wide receivers in 1 corner. I'm sorry, 3 wide receivers in 1 corner. The one that I truly believe has an opportunity at the next level is just not happening for him right now. Imagine this wide receiver at D2U, D1AAU, right, was to come in and scrimmage this spring in March or April. They come in and they scrimmage. He goes off against Bama. Goes through his season at whatever level. he's the next target. Like that's the opportunity you can create. If we want to really let the portal do what it's going to do, by all means, joint practices, cross team scrimmages, all of that stuff. I think that helps us in padding the value in the portal and what it could do for players and create opportunities for them. Right? Because then now all of the quote unquote illegal no contact issues that's happening or the contact issues that are happening, you can't hide it in those instances, right? And to me, networking wise, we know how pipelines work. If you don't know how pipelines work in recruiting and sports, that would be a great opportunity to establish. Me personally, I'm a fan of separating college football from the NCAA and getting a new jurisdiction set in place for governing college football and the way that it moves. Right? NCAA is majority money winners when it comes to collegiate sports, and it shouldn't be like that. The organizations, the coaches, and the players should be benefiting mostly from what this is, just like the NFL. Just like the NFL. So collective bargaining is about to be put in place. All of these things are about to be put in place over the next few years. Over the next few years, I can guarantee it. We got 11 votes on the portal grades. Come on, y'all, give me some votes. Everybody grading a B on the week. I'm gonna give it a solid A minus. Picking up Ty Haywood was huge. Athletic, offensive tackle. You're going to see him play tackle. Michael Carroll, I think Michael Carroll's going to get slid to guard. Jackson Lloyd's going to get slid to guard. You're going to probably see the left tackle position. Hell, Mike Carroll Mike might stay at right tackle. No, I think Will Sanders. They want Will Sanders at guard. You might see left tackle Haywood, Sanders left guard, Strayhorn. You might see Strayhorn center, Waldrop left guard, Haywood left tackle. It's gonna be competition. Let me think. Offensive line. My projected offensive line group with available offensive line on roster. I don't want to move I don't want to move Carroll from tackle, but I know what he does at guard too. And trying to consider what they did with Formby, I think what you're going to get: Ty Haywood left tackle, Jackson Lloyd left guard, 6'6", 6'7" guard. You're going to have Strayhorn, Waldrop at center competition. Waldrop going to be in that guard rotation at right guard. Michael Carroll going to be probably a starting right guard. And Michael Carroll's going to be a starting right tackle. And I just got a feeling Will Sanders going to be at that one of them guard positions. I just do. I think Strayhorn is probably being brought in to play center, guard, Mal Waldrop. Left tackle, Ty Haywood. Left guard, Jackson Lloyd. Center, Strayhorn. Right guard, Mal Waldrop. Right tackle, Michael Carroll. Just, and that's not being able to break it down and really have anything intel. Just what I would throw out there as my offensive line. Quarterback, Keelon Russell. Y'all want to talk about Keelon Russell today, or y'all want to wait till later? Talk to me. Y'all want to talk about Keelon Russell right now? Y'all want to talk about the quarterback battle right now, or y'all want to talk about it later? He's 6'8", 300 pounds. Nah, Dalton. I don't think so. From Bucknell? I don't think so. Not the way that Caden Proctor made the tackle position look. If you notice, they want to go and get 6'5", 6'4" to 6'7" guys, 315 or less to play this tackle position. Oh Lord! Oh, Let me know what y'all want. Y'all want to have this quarterback? You know what? I'm gonna say the quarterback conversation. I'm gonna say the quarterback conversation because I want to have a full stream debate on that. I'll tell you this though, for everybody, yeah, way too tall, and he got slow feet. I'm looking at his highlight film now. He not gonna slow feet, slow feet. We're not trying to rebuild Caden Proctor. Slow feet. That's why Michael DuBose had to go. No disrespect to the young in my in-state talent that I love, got recruited, signed to Bama. Slow feet though. Slow feet. What else? Yeah. Quarterback competition. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. We'll do another live later. We'll talk about the quarterback competition a little bit later today. Got to get ready to go live and do this gaming content. So I'll catch y'all later. Appreciate y'all for the 47 likes on the stream. Appreciate all the supporters, all the members, all the chats, all the shares, all the likes. I appreciate y'all for tapping in with me and hanging out today. It's been fun as always, man. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Make sure you think about becoming a member. If you want to donate, all those opportunities, Cash App, PayPal, Venable, they're in the chat, they're in the description, anywhere. Let's continue to push. I might not have gamed today. I really want to just come back live after lunch probably and just talk to y'all. So we'll see. Just keep your notifications on and we'll tap in, man. Y'all have a great day. And I'll catch up with y'all. We got 17 votes in the chat. Let me do the final results of the poll. B, 41% say B, 29% say A, 18% say C, 12% say F. I wish y'all would step up and let me know which one of y'all negative Nancy's always voting F. I would love to see it. And I know it's probably somebody that don't talk much. So I would love to see which one of y'all be saying that. I know I'm very anti-negative. I like to shoot. I kill negativity with negativity. But appreciate y'all for tapping in again. AAA family, Coach Smook Network. I love you all. And remember, when you see me in the streets, holler at me and say, put me in the game, Coach Smook. I'll catch you on the next one. Roll Tide, y'all.